Maltese free-to-air stations went public on the night of 31st October 2011, from broadcasting local stations on Channel 66 towards shifting to Channel 43. Digital Terrestrial Television was given a prominence to the public, but just 10 years down the line, GO Plc started to reduce power transmissions on their antennas. The company began taking interest on shifting its systems to IPTV-based services. As COVID-19 broke out in Malta around March 2020, GO Plc started offering basic IPTV services to all GO and non-GO clients for a short period for free in April 2020. Such move from the company, eyebrows were being raised that GO Plc is giving prominence to IPTV-based services. From my experience, the first power reduction that I have encountered was around May 2020, which first thoughts coming to mind were perhaps that there was an issue with the broadcasting antennas. Just few weeks later, the Porto main transmission site was shut down. People posted on Facebook as they have experienced no signal on their television screen. Eventually, it was ruled out that the Porto main transmission site was shut down, with no reasons given by Malta Communications Authority, or GO Plc. Antennas were eventually returned to one of the transmission sites being advertised on the MCA website. From my end, I had to retune the antenna towards Nashar, not the closest point of catch, but a clear view than Mtarfa. Around September 2020, another reduction of power took place around the main transmission sites. This move have affected some people as they noticed the reduction in signal. From my end, I have started querying GO Plc to check the sudden reduction of signals. At first, vague replies were being sent, but soon as the subject kicked in, one of their agents confirmed that the signal has been running on decreased power, and some have been turned off, which the answer was pointing towards the Porto main transmission site, which it stated that this was in accordance with the Maltese law. In fact, back in September 2020, GO Plc also confirmed that the service will become obsolete by end 2020. Months down the line, further signal reductions took place around 2021. In this period, GO Plc started advising their customers to switch to IPTV-based services and digital television transmissions will cease. Another instance of another signal reduction occurred around summer 2022, which left another cohort of viewers reconfiguring their antennas or switching to one of the local pay TV companies. Around beginning of September 2022, TVM started airing text 24/7 aimed at those viewers that were still watching Maltese Channels via aerial. These were requested to call on the number provided 23643100 until the 4th of October. The line that was being taken care of was by the Ministry for Competitiveness and Digital, Maritime and Services Economy, which the line was busy from when the call center opens till the early afternoon. From my end, I have managed to get through the line, and the call center agents starts to question the caller. At first, the call center agents asked the callers for their ID card, number, name, surname, mobile number, email address, locality, address, number of televisions, and if there is an active internet connection. The information is shared with consent and passed on to the operators. Notably, these were GO Plc and Malta Plc. The agent kept on asking for information regarding the type of television the household has, either a standard or a smart television. One can notice that the alternative package was being aimed to provide IPTV services, which at that time the call center agent did not had any answers if this would come at a cost or the government would bear such cost to the operators. After the call center agent submitted the request, I had taken the opportunity to ask further questions with regards to the continued transmission beyond the 4th of October at that time. So, the call center agent answered that after the 5th of October, all information gathered would be passed on to the operators. Then again, if consent was given. Beyond that time, text was stopped airing on TVM and the process will kick off between the Ministry for Competitiveness and Digital, Maritime and Services Economy and the operators to determine the number of respondents. So, the package being presented and the alternatives. The exercise was scheduled to be concluded by end of 2022. So, the aim was that the phasing out transmission would begin around the first quarter of 2023 notably between January and February. However, one can see that the process seemed to have prolonged, with no further updates or public media reporting on this matter. In fact, the first quarter of 2023 was the final phase of assuring citizens have been contacted by one of the operators, and the basic package is offered to them. This exercise has not yet even kicked off. Just days after the world rang into 2023, another massive reduction of power was noticed. Several citizens around the country went once more on Facebook that they had no coverage of Maltese channels. This affected as well nearby citizens, which just retuning was not enough as the signal emitted from the transmission sites was not being reached by the antenna itself. From my end have been experienced further reduction in signals, which from observations that I am noticing each day, the signal is being lowered. So once that I had 26% signal around January is now standing at around 8% in February. So no one knows if in the coming days or weeks signals will continue to reduce. No words by MCA, not even from GO Plc. The media is not even reporting the status and the future fate of the Maltese channels, if they're going to stay on digital terrestrial or being switched off. The latest reduction in power is thought to be the final tentative until a full complete switch off occurs. Citizens relying on free-to-air service have not yet been contacted by the operators, let alone if the exercise has been concluded in the first place. What is the fate of the Maltese channels? Could Malta be the first European country to exit the digital terrestrial broadcasting? Will PBS continue to air on terrestrial television if GO Plc shuts down the transmissions on Channel 43? Will MCA contact those applicants that have requested a trial license for the DVB-T2 technology? These are one of the few questions that each viewer is asking, as all of us are being left in the dark. Let us know your thoughts by commenting on this video. No harm or offense is intended and neither to undermine such situation. Do not forget to like and subscribe on this channel. Thank you for your support.